The legend of the monster of Lake Ness. People said that in the year 565 after C. when St. Columba, the Irish poet who brought Christianity to Scotland, arrived at Lake Ness. When he arrived at the beach he found some notice that spoke of a man who had been bitten with devil by the sea monster while he was swimming. Columban sent one of his companions to the other side of the lake, for check about there was anchored. He thought courage and went, but however he emerged monsters, annoyed by the swimmer, and launched at him with a great roar and gaping wide mouth. The sign of such appearance made the sign of the cross of and ordered the creature to steer clear of him. The monster ran away terrified. This history is mentioned by the clear Adam in the biography of Saint Columban, written a century after his death, which speaks for the first time the mysterious creature hidden in the waters of Lake Ness in Scotland. Lake Ness, which has a long narrow shape, is the largest freshwater lakes in Britain, and the third in size in Europe. It has a length of 38 kilometers and a width of about 1.6 kilometers, reaching a depth of 180 meters. Over the centuries, the legend that lived in the lake uncovered a malignant spirit of waters, fair shape, also a legend that circulates about the other Scottish lakes was established. In addition of 17th century traveller speaks and floating islands that appear and disappear. Since the other writing stories said of the strange animals sightings in the Lake Ness have emerged, but it was upon to the May 2nd, 1930s officially came to the most legend, the legend of the monster of Lake Ness.
It was on the day 1930 that Alex Campbell, a local correspondent of the Courier of Inverness, a witness reported the sighting of the animal by the workers of an nearby lake hostel in Drumbadrovich. Mackay had referred the spouses have seen a huge animal that moved with wave motion and plunged into the lake. With the publication of the history emerged a flow of information from unknown previous sightings, both ancient and modern. For months, the subject filled the page of the newspaper and monster fame spread beyond the confines of the country of Inverness. This led a world wave of monster hunters gradually came to the area of Loch Nees. The November 13, 1933, Hugh Gray, an employee of the British Aluminium Company, held a distance of the 60 meters. The first photograph of a large object that emerged of the surf. Publication cruelly grew, but the picture is very confusing, and the skeptics suggest it could be a tree trunk or a mass of vegetation in the process of decomposition. Since then, a number of alleged sightings have passed in the history of Loch Ness. As the article published in the Daily Mail that narrated well A. Marmaduke were there out. Well, that time was later denied by experts at the British Museum in London, revealing the whole assembly had been made to the structure of a stuffed hippopotamus. By the year 1934, the Daily Mail published a photograph of the head and neck of a strange creature that emerges from the water are distinguished. The photograph was made by Lieutenant Colonel Robert Kenneth Wilson, and its negative shows no trace of tempering. The zoo community is puzzled by the will become the most famous image of the monster, and now as the picture of health. In the late 50s was announced one of the most emblematic of the existence of the monster video, following the publication of the Book of White, where evidence of the existence of the monster were copied was transmitted on television film Dinsdale. Tim Dinsdale has been fascinated with the histories of monsters, to such a degree that was wearied of the banks of the lake and for a week was watching the lake hoping to shoot the monster. Morning arrivals at the scene saw something moving on the surface of the water. He grabbed the camera and started filming. In it we see a poorly defined dark spot moving in the lake, a distance of almost half kilometer. Operator in 1966. Experts analyze Rive photograph and conclude that the film showed probably an animate object. About this, there was no doubt, but the phrase was enough to exalt Foster's monster.
While sightings and the expectations of believers about monsters proliferate was until 1972 that a team from the Academy of Applied Science, led by Dr. Robert Rines, helped by a strobe and underwater sonar, and obtained photographic images, sonar and compact large animal. And encouraged by a NASA computer of one of the photos showed a similar to a fin attached to a sturdy and rugged body appendage. Photographic evidence was corroborated by the sonar, which had revealed the presence of large moving objects, thereby constituting the most important research on Loch Ness far discovery. 3 years later, the team gets other photographic evidence of one or more animals living in Loch Ness. In one of the photos, seen what looked like a head covered by a lump. The news of these new pictures came immediately to the press and appeared on the front page of newspapers. Later, the Rand, the Academy of Applied Science, and Sir Peter Scott, the Bureau for Investigating the Loch Ness Monster phenomenon, held a conference with the media in which they announced that they had given a name to the monster called Necessiteras rhomboteris, which means the wonder of Ness triangular fins. Another of events that triggered an increasingly larger curiosity about monster of Loch Ness is the idea spread by Dinsdale in his book The Leviathans, about the accident the famous runner John Cobb, speedboat champion, had died in 1952 the monster movements, fighting it by the noise of the engine of the boat. Cobb was in the lake to break the world speed record, but his boat, the Crusader, disintegrated when hitting a body of water. Someone said he had seen the wake of the monster awake at the moment. Undoubtedly, the Loch Ness Monster is one of enigmas that have not yet been satisfactorily resolved, nor for outright denial nor in his evidence, which will continue to contribute in enhancing what is precisely this monster. A legend invites us to investigate more about the stranger in our world.
Hi guys, my name is Octavio Leon.
Hello, my name is Cristina Cruz,
Hi, soy Andrea.
and we choose this kind of legend because we consider that it's a very interesting legend or typical legend in Europe.
You can search our video on YouTube website. The name is Loch Nees. Don't forget, visit, share and put like.
Don't forget visit the website Sendex USD News and write your opinion in our video. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.